Hey guys! To commemorate us getting through all of our hot school candidates, we're going to be giving away a $20 Blizzard gift card. In the event that you want to try to win this, go ahead and follow the link in the description below. And good luck. And we'll see you guys all. Good morning, class, and welcome back to Hot School. Hope you had yourselves a good recess. In today's lesson, we will be covering Tassadar. Tassadar is not one of the most favorite heroes for a lot of different people. I actually really like Tassadar. He excels in giving shields, in which inadvertently can heal certain targets. Has really good synergy with auto attack heroes like Tracer, Vala, Zul'jin, as well as he has the ability to do some pretty good wave clear. And depending on how you build him, he can do a formidable amount of damage to heroes as well. I personally like to play him more as a siege character, but let's see what we can get going with him here today.
From order comes justice.
Alrighty, so we find ourselves in Sky Temple. On the friendly team, we've got Tassadar, Vala, Kel'Thuzad, Alarak, and Alexstrasza versus Sergeant Hammer, Kerrigan, Ana, Orphea, and Li Ming. Interesting composition lineup here. Hopefully our Kel'Thuzad and Alarak can go ahead and punish that Sergeant Hammer whenever she tries to post up. We're going to be focusing on trying to push out lanes as much as we can. We're going to go with a build very similar to a Psionic Storm build. Is actually my favorite build to run with Tassadar. It's not something that you would use in every instance. However, with the blow up potential of that team, I don't really want to be standing trying to get my single target damage quests kind of completed, and we'll focus more on trying to just overwhelm the opponent with siege push potentially. So that's the current plan. We'll kind of see how that really pans out as the match goes on, but that's what we're shooting for here initially. So, with Tassadar, our Q ability is going to be called Plasma Shield. You target a hero and you give them a small shield. Now the thing about the shield is that while the target has the shield, it is going to regen health from its basic attacks. 40% of the damage that is done, they will actually regain back in health. So it's very useful on auto attack heroes. At level 1, we are going to take Psi Infusion, and this is going to be what on the surface looks like a crazy huge quest, but it actually really doesn't take as long as it looks there. So basically, we get back mana for using our Psionic Storm ability, which is our W ability. It puts a little lightning cloud, or however you want to call it, in that spot there. We're gonna go ahead and launch that in there. Just trying to get in a little bit there. We're gonna go ahead and use our trait, which our trait is called Oracle, and it gives us vision.
We will define the future.
Go ahead and put down a Psionic Storm on that hammer. Now our another part of our trait is our basic attacks actually slow targets. Ooh, I want a piece of that. Our E ability, which I just used right there, is called Dimensional Shift, and it goes ahead and lets us go kind of invulnerable, and we go invisible kind of into, well, let's say the quantum realm. I've been watching a lot of Marvel movies with my son lately, so I'll just go ahead and throw that out there. Tassadar in MCU confirmed? Yeah. So the way that I play Tassadar is I like to focus on getting my Psionic Storm stacks. Now with this Orphea using all of her cooldowns on me, I'm fine with it. We're just going to go ahead and juke her. Then we're going to go ahead and give ourselves a shield so we can regen. And we'll go and use our Dimensional Shift. Go ahead and pop our Oracle for vision. So Oracle, what it does is that huge circle that's kind of going all the way around us there. Why, thank you, Alexstrasza. I love you. That huge circle that goes around us there gives us vision in that location there. We're going to go ahead and use our Sonic Storm, just trying to get stacks on it. I'm not really focused on the Orphea. I'm just trying to keep up with the lane. Damn. Couldn't go back into a dimensional shift. Orphea's gonna do a lot of burst damage to us. So right now, had I chosen my level 4 talent, we probably would have been okay. But at level 4, we're going to take Callous Celerity, which is going to give us an increased movement speed whenever we hit a target with our shield. Or whoever has the shield is gonna have the increased movement speed. I'm sorry. Let's see, who do I want to go? Okay, so we're going to come here into the mid, and we're going to work on getting our stacks. Now, I didn't mention how many stacks we need, because that's the part that's, like, somewhat overwhelming when you first look at it, but we need 1,000 total stacks of damage from our Psionic Storm. I'm going to throw it on that Ming there. Go ahead and take those out. We're going to give ourselves a shield, and we're just going to slow down this Ming. Go ahead and go invis with our E ability there. And so we were trying to get 1,000 stacks. At 500, it increases the size of our Psionic Storm, so it makes it easier for us to get stacks with it. Go ahead and give Alarak a shield there. And then at level 1,000, or at 1,000 stacks, level 1,000. At 1,000 stacks, it allows us to do 20% more damage with it. Pop a shield there where we can. And so that's the big thing with Tassadar. You want to focus on giving your teammates shields as necessary or as needed. And then simultaneously you want to be doing siege damage primarily to these minions, because that's what's going to ramp up your ramp up your stacks quicker. So we're focusing on that there. All right, so now at level 7, we are going to take Psionic Projection. And what this does, this increases the range substantially of our ability. So we can go ahead and throw that on that hammer over there. Not really too worried about all this. Go ahead and give that Kel'Thuzad a shield. Go ahead and let's get some vision on this situation here. Go ahead and go invis for that Orphea. But I put down that Psionic Storm where I thought Kel'Thuzad was going to do the chains, and he ended up doing the chain there, so that worked. Go ahead and grab that heal, and then I'm going to go down to the bot lane. But first, I'm going to go ahead and throw that down. Just try to get a couple more stacks out of there, and we're going to come down to the bot lane and get these stacks and this XP. Now, Tassadar, he is, he's not going to be a character that's going to go in and just burst somebody down quickly. He is more going to be kind of like the whittling down target. And at level 10, we have some options as far as gaining some burst damage. But then also we have something that's more versatile to help out our team, which is probably what we're going to take, because I like it. So with the team comp that we currently have, we have a team that can capitalize on enemies out of position. We just need to keep them out of position. So we're just trying to get stacks, so we're almost at 500. Our team is fighting them up there. I'm trying to double soak lanes right now because I want us to stay ahead or stay with them in XP. So as with us being able to get a kill here and there maybe, and then plus me double soaking the lanes, we should have an opportunity here to stay in this game. We want to get 10s and stay with them with 10s. So that's the current goal. All right, in level 10, we are going to take Force Wall. And what Force Wall is going to allow us to do is we put up a little wall, as you see here, that the enemy cannot walk through. Now, characters like Orphea can teleport through it with her whip and nay ability. So with her with her, what's it? Chaos or something dance. Ah, I was just about coming off cooldown. I was hoping for it to come off cooldown prior to the Kerrigan combo off of that. But we missed it by just a split second. That's okay though. So here when we get back, we'll come back into this here. I just have a really bursty team with the Ming and the Orphea being able to do that, and with Hammer being able to kind of zone everybody out. So we got to be real careful about how we choose our engages here. We're coming back. We're going to go ahead and do this. And we're going to go ahead and try to keep Orphea here as much as we can.
I have brought you glory. Revel in it.
The magic of the temple sleeps.
Well, we kept the hammer there for a second, but we weren't able to help it get in the range of. Oh, come on! All right, good follow-up damage there. So we were able to keep them kind of around with our force wall, which we have on a very short cooldown. So we're gonna go ahead and wall off that Kerrigan so she can't leave. Go ahead and finish her off. We're gonna give ourselves a shield so that we don't get killed by this Orphea who's gonna dance around us here. Kill her. Go ahead and throw down that the Psionic Storm on that Ming. All right, now we need to do a much better job of clearing out these minions. Okay, so Vala's gonna go ahead and take out that wave. We're gonna go ahead and help out with this really quick. And then we're going to go ahead and come up here and take out this wave that is here. We're going to use our force wall. Actually, I'm not going to use it. Kel'Thuzad is right there. So one thing that you can do is you can use your force wall to push around minions and stuff. So one thing that I've talked about in previous videos that I've done and stuff is actually using your own forts and stuff to do the job for you. So by having, by using your force wall, you can push enemies in a little bit closer to towers and hopefully get them within tower range. Oh, I'm coming, Alarak. I'm coming. There's a shield for you. There's a shield for you, buddy. You didn't really need it, but I gave it to you anyways. Level 13, we're going to take, you know what? We're going to take Nullification. What this is going to do is this is an ability that we can use on a target to lower that target's damage by 75%, which is going to be vital for us. We're going to go ahead and plot that Psionic Storm down before we get out of there. Gain up once again a little bit of that XP and gain in stacks. We're at 817 of our 1,000, so we've been doing pretty good at it.
Do not let these mortals approach them.
In unity, there is strength.
Ah! Gotta kill that Orphea. I didn't think she was gonna be able to do that much burst damage. She should die right here. Nope. Nope. She went down, but with the Ana healing her, she's gonna have a lot of sustainability because she heals as well as the Ana is going to heal her. So we'll get back in here. So we need to once again watch out for this hammer. This hammer is just really kind of doing some serious damage to us, and Kel'Thuzad looks to be doing so, putting in a lot of damage on that hammer. If we can get Alarak here to stay alive and turn on that Kerrigan, we're gonna come in here. Go ahead and give ourselves a shield, block this Kerrigan in. We're gonna go invisible so she can't do anything to us. Back on out of there. Oh no! Okay, well, that's fine. We're gonna hurt so we can get back our health here. And then we're gonna join the team down here in the bot lane. Vala's gonna die. Oh man, I almost saved her, but we were able to take them out there. Go ahead and give Alarak that that shield there. We're gonna go ahead and lower that Kerrigan's damage by 75%. And we're gonna go invis. Sleep. Go ahead and give the Alarak that shield. Kerrigan with their shield regenerations is gonna be too much here. We're gonna go ahead and block them off. Because we cannot, we can't burst them down, so we need to just pick and choose our battles more wisely here. We need to get that gain picks and then just kind of roll from there, which we did get a pick on that Orphea, but we lost Vala at the same time, and she's a huge part of our burst damage. So at level 13 or 16, we're gonna take, in this case, we're gonna take, give him a shield. We're gonna go invis and block that off as much best we can. So we're taking talent that's gonna reduce enemies' armor. I don't know if we're not gonna make it to the Vala in time. Lower her damage by 75%, and go try to wall off people from hitting us, which we did do. Go ahead and self-cast our stuff there. Lower some armor up in here. We're gonna go invis and go ahead and block people off here. This is the best we're able to do right now, is just kind of try to mitigate this damage. It's not the place that we want to be in, but it's the only thing that we're really capable of doing. Try to move this tower into keep range. However, a little late for that. The extra catapults that are coming in are just going to be proven too much with our limited siege capability from the entire team here. We're doing the best we can. We just completed our quest, so now we do 20% more damage with our psionic storms. However, you know, we can't get there in time to stop that, and we shouldn't press a fight because we don't have all 5. So we're trying to do our best to mitigate this damage that's coming in, but now that we've lost Alarak, it's not looking too hot.
In unity, there is strength.
Go ahead and give Vala a shield. Kerrigan's down. Go ahead and lower her damage down. Wasn't enough. Even with 75% less damage, Orphea was able to do the damage required. Tried to push the Orphea back, which we were able to do, but it didn't matter. The chomp was enough.
We will define the future.
We've lost that fort.
Can't do anything about this Orphea. Oh man, well, that's a shame. I mean, we did our job. We did our siege damage and we did our XP gain, but we weren't able to counteract the Orphea. We didn't have the damage or the we either needed burst damage or the ability to stun her, which we just didn't have. Even if I would have taken our other level 10 talent there, which would have been Archon, which would have boosted our damage considerably, we just didn't have enough damage to deal with the Orphea. So as you can see though, as far as siege damage goes, we did do a good job there. We did a we contributed on most of the kills. We saved the team in multiple occasions with our wall. It just wasn't enough because once again we just didn't have the burst damage. That 59,000 burst damage is just too much more than what we were able to put out. So but you can see even with XP contribution, so we did what Tassadar, in my opinion, right now is really good at. Now there's another build, there's some other builds that you can go, which I'll highlight here in a moment. But Tassadar overall is one of the heroes in the game with the lowest win percentage. If he's not the lowest right now, he's right bottom 1 or 2. But I don't think it's necessarily I mean, obviously he may not be as powerful as other heroes with the current way the game is played as far as with stuns and everything. However, I do think that a lot of players don't know necessarily how to effectively play as him, even in like quick match and stuff like that. I felt like we made a pretty good impact, but once again, we didn't, as a team, we didn't have what we needed to combat. So, and that's fine. It's going to happen. So at level 1, we took Psi Infusion. This was so that we could gain more damage with our Psionic Storm and increase the size of our Psionic Storm. Typically, I would pair this with the level 13 talent that is Psionic Echo, which allows us to cast a second Psionic Storm. And so what that allows us to do is just kind of have more damage going out. Now, it doesn't stack the damage, but that's typically the case that I take. In this last instance, I took Phase Disruption because I wanted to lower the enemy's armor, so that Alarak and Vala could potentially get some kills in there. However, they just weren't able to do so. Most of our damage was coming from our Tassadar, really. So in at level 4, we took Kara's Celerity, which gave us movement speed increase, so that whoever we used it on, you know, the whole idea there was that they could get out of trouble or they could pursue quicker if necessary. At level 7, we took Sonic Projection, and this was just to keep ourselves kind of out of harm's range, you know, giving us a 40% range increase on the shield, and our Sonic Storm allows us to give people shields from further away and use our Sonic Storm from further away, which allows us to be safer. At level 10, we took Force Wall so that we could go ahead and slow down people, you know, that were in pursuit. You saw probably, I think, on maybe 4 or 5 occasions where I stopped their entire team from pretty much probably about to get a team wipe on us. So there's, I mean, that's one of its main uses, is you can cut off people from following you, but you can also stop people from running, which you saw a couple of times on like a Kerrigan and stuff where they weren't able to get away for a certain amount of time. And had we hit level 20, I would have taken Force Barrier, which increases the range by 100% and reduces the cooldown by 5 seconds. You can have walls out like nobody's business in that case. All you need is you just need your team to follow up on the people that you are cutting off. At level 13, we took Nullification, and this was to try to reduce the damage on that Orphea that was just coming in and just wrecking everybody. But even with the 75% less damage, she was doing more damage to people than what we could even mitigate. So, I mean, usually I'll take Deep Shift, which allows us to move faster and increases the duration of our dimensional shift ability by 50%, so we can kind of get further away. Or, you know, once again, we can pursue with that if we have the increased speed as well. But I ended up trying to help out the team as much as I could. Level 16, we took Phase Disruption. As I said, we were trying to reduce that armor. But I usually take Psionic Echo because I like the second Psionic Storm, because what I can do is I can place it on somebody, and then I can place, like that hammer, I can put a Psionic Storm on them, which one Psionic Storm isn't all that much, but then when I place another one on the hammer, her shield is run out by that time, and so she's going to take a little bit more damage there. Or if you have a character or a hero that is running from you, you can place a Psionic Storm on them so they're taking some damage, then place one further away from you, and so that they run it into that in their path as well. Level 20, like I said, we would have taken Force Barrier had we gotten there. Now, as far as talent deviation, so one of the more popular talent builds for Tassadar is to build into his basic attack. So you would take, at level 1, you would take Templar's Will, and so attacking enemy heroes restores mana per second that you do it, and then after spending 30 seconds attacking heroes, it increases the damage by 125%, and after spending 60 seconds attacking heroes, your range is increased by an additional 1. Then you would take, in most cases, you would take Kala's Embrace, so that you increases the life steal of Plasma Shield to 75%. Now, if you remember correctly, Plasma Shield gives you 40% of the damage that your basic attack is doing. So that means now it'd be 75%. So that pairs really well with Templar's Will, as it gives you more basic attack damage. Therefore, you're going to be getting more of a life steal when using Kala's Embrace. And then at level 7, a lot of times people will take the Mental Acuity. So what this does is each takedown earned lowers the cooldown of Oracle by 3 seconds to a maximum of 15 seconds. So upon getting 5 takedowns, the sight range of Oracle is increased by 50% as well. Now, the reason that a lot of people will take this here is so that later on you'll see that there's some talents that pair well with Oracle. So then at level 10, you would take Archon, which what Archon does is you turn into an Archon from StarCraft, if you're familiar with it. You gain a plasma shield, so you're already going to be getting back some health there. You're going to be doing more damage, and instead of your basic attack being kind of like a channeled ability, it's going to be like a more standard basic attack where it's just, you know, shots of bursts, I guess you could say. But they slow the target. They do splash damage to enemies around as well. It lasts for 10 seconds, and when you go into Archon, it refreshes the cooldown of your dimensional shift, so it gives you an ability to potentially get away. Now at level 13, if you were going for that same build, after taking a mental acuity, you would take a Dune's Wisdom, and what this does is it makes your basic cooldowns cool down 50% faster when using Oracle. So you use Oracle almost all the time so that you can keep your basic abilities off of cooldown, so that you can have more shields, more psionic storms, more dimensional shifts, so you can get out of trouble. So it kind of really benefits you in that regard. And then at level 16, you would take Focused Beam. So while Oracle is active, basic attacks against heroes deal an additional 1% of the target's maximum health as damage. This actually makes Tassadar a pretty formidable tank buster, as you can use it on, like, let's say an ETC, or, you know, insert random tank here. So you're going to have a pretty decent range on your basic attack, and it's going to be attacking, like, the damage is like bop, 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 bop. That's a huge damage increase when you look at that 1% extra damage on those basic attacks. So while you're having Oracle, which you have on a reduced cooldown. Then at level 20, you would take Prismatic Link. And what this does is it causes your basic attack to bounce to hit 2 additional targets for 40% of that damage. So now you're looking at, you know, you have massive splash damage. You're doing a considerable amount of damage, especially to like tanks and stuff, while using Oracle, which you have up almost all the damn time. So it actually makes him a pretty decent single target damage dealer. And then, you know, you get that added benefit of the distortion beam bouncing to a couple more targets as well. Now you could take Twilight Archon, which is going to increase the duration of Archon for every time you use a basic attack. So you could be basic attacking a tower, minions, you know, whatever the case may be, and you'll be an Archon for longer, dealing that extra damage. And I have taken, on occasion, I've also taken Shield Battery, which just gives everybody around you a plasma shield. So it's untalented, so if you took any of the other talents to actually increase the shields as you go, it doesn't benefit from that, but that still means that they can benefit from the basic attack damage increase. The only other thing that I really want to note is another talent that you can take if you're going full-on healer mode. You can take Kadarian Resonance as your quest at the beginning, and so this basically just increases your plasma shield value based on the amount of regen globes that you get, and then you can kind of work through your build from there, just to kind of build more into you could go armor if you're needing armor, as opposed to more lifesteal, and kind of go down the list there. Overall, I really like Tassadar. He is not in the best place right now as far as the game is concerned. However, I still think that he's a fun character, and I like to play him every now and again. And honestly, he can do some really good things, especially against like stealth heroes, because Oracle's going to pull them out of stealth, so you're going to, you know, see your Valeras, your Zeratul and everything, you know, and really be able to combat that as well. I like I said, I really like him. And on maps where you have a bunch of little like minion targets, like what is it, the one with the Punishers, and then I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but anyways, when you're trying to get rid of a lot of minions like that, he's super strong there, because you have your psionic storm doing that extra damage in there, and it works out really well, because it also gives him stacks and everything. But anyways, that is Tassadar. Our next hero is going to be Thrall. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and we will see you guys all next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more gaming content. It really helps me out. It doesn't cost you anything. Thank you again. Have a great